This is Mac from JLPTbootcamp.com and here with another N5 Japanese particle lesson. This lesson, we're going to go over mo, to, and ya. And these are some great particles you can use to kind of glue things together. I thought I'd kind of cover all of them in one big podcast because some of these are a little similar in use. They all kind of are used to put things together or to put two sentences together to add on to another sentence. So let's start with mo. Mo has a few uses in the Japanese language, but today we're going to focus on the two most basic uses, the uses that are covered for the N5 level. The first use just has a basic meaning of to, also, not either. So for example, if you look at this conversation, keiki ga suki desu, I like cake. B responds watashi mo. That's all they need to respond with, and that basically means me too. I like cake too. Of course, the full sentence is watashi mo keiki ga suki desu. So I also like cake, but a lot of times this is used as something mo. And I know it's kind of a little bit more difficult of a word, but a lot of males will say boku mo. Boku is a male version of watashi, for example. It's more polite. There's a few actual names for I, for male and for female, but sometimes you'll hear watashi mo, boku mo, to mean me too. And in this situation, mo is always used with a noun. Noun plus mo. Sometimes there's a particle in there, noun, particle mo. For example, demo, or a mo, to go towards in a direction. Demo, of course, is a method or a way of doing something or tool that you're using. We can put in that situation. The particle is sometimes optional if it can be understood from the context. If it can't be understood from context, of course, you should put the particle in there, but if you can understand it from context, you can leave it out. So, for example, if you look at these two sentences here, we can say the second sentence just by itself. Watashi wa eigo mo hanasu. It means I also speak English. Because I'm speaking Japanese, we can understand that kind of the first sentence is I speak Japanese and I also speak English. So try to always imagine that with this mo, you're adding to something that has come before it. Presupposition, for example, or some idea that you're adding to. It's best to try to think of it like that, just like it is in English. To or also or not either. You're adding to something that has come before. So always try to remember that. The second use of mo that's used at the N5 level is question word plus mo equals nothing, nowhere, nobody, etc. For example, this sentence here, daremo shinbun o yomimasen. Nobody reads newspapers anymore, per se. Daremo is nobody. Dokomo is everywhere. This is with a negative sentence. And dokomo, daremo, and nanimo imasen. Nothing is there. We can use it that way. And you can also use it in a positive sense as well. For example, you can say, if you use this in a positive sentence, for example, daremo shinbu no yomimasu would mean everybody reads the newspaper. So this is to include absolutely everyone or nobody, depending on if it's a negative or a positive sentence with a question word. So let's take a real quick pop quiz. Can you translate this sentence? I went to France too. So this is kind of assuming I took a trip, I went to some places, and I went to France too. All right. The translation would be Watashi wa Fransue mo ikimashita. Basically, I to France mo also went is the literal translation of that. All right, let's move on to the to particle. To has only one use for the N5 level. It has a couple different uses for some other levels, but at the most basic level, it has just this one use of and with nouns. That's the key here. All these particles that I'm going over today use nouns, go after nouns. So this has a basic meaning of and with nouns, and it can be used anywhere nouns can, as a subject, object, etc. So for example, this is the subject. Pizza to pasta ga suki desu. I like or I love. It's translated differently sometimes. I like pizza and pasta. Those two things equally in that sentence. So that's it for to particle. Pretty simple. You can use it in the object part of a sentence. You can use it as a subject. Pretty straightforward. All right, pop quiz. Mr. Smith went to lunch too. So how would you translate this sentence? All right, time's up. We would translate this as Smithu-san mo hirogohan ni ikimashita. So we're assuming somebody else went to lunch and Mr. Smith joined that other person, whoever they may be. All right, last particle, ya. Ya has only one use, and with nouns. And again, ya also loves nouns. And you can use it just like to connect multiple nouns. So for example, this sentence, Spotsu wa golfu ya tennis ga suki desu. As for sports, basically, I like golf and tennis. And so pretty straightforward, has the exact same meaning as to, which you might be thinking right now, wait a minute, to and ya both mean and? I mean, what gives? They both have the same meaning as yand. And there's a little bit of a different nuance between these two particles. For example, to includes all the items we want to talk about. It's inclusive. Some people say it's exhaustive. It lists everything that we want to talk about, that we can imagine, of all the things that I like or all the things I eat. For example, to use the sentences that I used before, we would use to. Ya lists some of the items, but isn't complete. It's not exhaustive, so to speak. So, for example, to look at that sentence again, with golf and tennis, if you use the to particle, has a slightly different meaning. So if you say spotsu wa golfu to tennis ga suki desu, that means, as for sports, I like golf and tennis. There are no other sports that I like to play. Currently, it's just golf and tennis. Whereas スポーツはゴルフやテニスが好きです is as for sports, I like golf, tennis, etc. Among other things. There's some other things that I'm not talking about right now, but I like other sports. So be careful about how you use this particular particle. In some situations, it might be a little awkward if you used ya instead of to. So look out for that. All right. Do you remember the uses of mo, to, and ya? Let's list them all one more time. Do you remember the uses? First use for mo, to, also, not either. The second use for mo at the N5 level is question word plus mo. And if it's used in a negative sentence, that means nothing, nowhere, nobody, etc. If it's used in a positive sentence, it means everything, everywhere, everybody. Classic example of this, there's a phone company in Japan called Docomo. It's one of the biggest cell phone companies in Japan, probably the biggest. And they're called Docomo, so meaning everywhere. Everywhere you want a telephone service, they've got it. For to, the use of to, that is basically has the basic meaning of and with nouns, and that includes everything. Whereas the ya is and again with nouns, but does not include everything. There's more that we didn't mention, that we didn't say, that we didn't talk about. All right, that's it for mo, to, and ya. Put this to use. Try these particles out in your conversations in Japanese. This has been a grammar explanation video from the JLPT Bootcamp Premium site. Inside the site, you will find some extra goodies, for example, some cheat sheets for all of the videos. And those cheat sheets include a few things. For example, some common mistakes that people make, as well as some example test questions for the JLPT. If you're interested in taking the JLPT and you want that extra edge, something to kind of push you above and get the points that you need to pass, I encourage you to stop by the website at jlptbootcamp.com/premium. There you can find the cheat sheets as well as some extra practice with the grammar points that I've been talking about today. Hope to see you in the premium site very soon. This has been Mac from jlptbootcamp.com.